Let's set up your Paramount account in FASSTA. When invited to FASSTA, you'll be asked to sign in. Sign in if you have an account, or if you're a new user, click Create an account. Firstly, enter your email address. You'll then be sent a code for confirmation. Enter it and click Verify Code. Next, you choose a password, click Continue and proceed to provide your name, company name, and job title. Click Create Account when finished. Once you've signed up or logged in, click Create New Business Account to create your business in FASSTA. Your business details will be pre-filled with details from your Paramount account. Choose a unique email address for your business and click Save Email Addresses. Paramount Liquor will be automatically notified of this email address to enable them to start sending invoices. Next, you'll be asked to choose modules. Select the accounting system you want to connect to, and click Confirm Selection. If you would like to invite other users to manage your business, click Settings in the sidebar, then select the Users tab. Click on Add User to invite another user. Enter the name and email of the user you wish to invite, and choose their role. Administrators have full access to manage everything about the business. Regular users can be configured to only have access to specific components. Send the invitation when you're ready. Continue to select which components the user should have access to. Click Save Permissions. Go to the connection page in the accounting section of the sidebar. For this example, we chose Xero back on the modules page. Click Connect to Xero. You'll be prompted to log into your accounting system if you're not already logged in, so when prompted, click Allow Access to connect to your account. Once connected, you should now see the name of the organization that you just connected to in FASSTA. To continue, click Set up Xero Suppliers. In the Xero Contact column, select which contact to use for each of your suppliers. You can also choose a default expense account to use for a supplier. This can be overridden for specific products when sending an invoice. If you don't want to use a default for that supplier, select Choose Per Item, which will prevent invoices from being sent if any of their items have not yet been assigned an expense account. To send invoices to Xero automatically, turn on Auto Send. If you leave this off, or if an invoice can't be sent automatically, for example, due to missing expense accounts, detected as a duplicate, etc., you can still send it manually from the Send Invoices page. To upload invoices from other suppliers, click the blue Upload Documents button in the header. Drag and drop or select the files you wish to upload. Click Upload as Invoices to upload the selected files. After uploading the file, it will show as Processing. This typically only takes a few seconds. Click the blue Refresh button in the top right of the page to refresh the list of files. If we don't recognize the supplier's invoice format, you may need to request setup, but for most suppliers this won't be necessary. To do so, click Request Setup from the Action menu. A preview of the invoice will appear. Click Request Setup, and the file will be submitted to our mapping team. Once submitted, our mapping team will set up the invoice format. This will typically be completed within 24 hours. While this is happening, the file will show as requested. For most invoice formats, you'll just need to confirm the supplier. To do this, click Complete Setup in the Action menu. Select an existing supplier from the drop-down, or click the blue plus button to create a new supplier. Initially, you'll only have Paramount Liquor as a supplier in FASSTA, so you'll want to click the plus button for any new ones. Confirm the name you want to use for the supplier, and click Create Contact. Please note, this is just how it will appear in FASSTA, and does not have to match your accounting system. After the supplier contact has been created, the file should now show as extracted. Any items requiring action, such as unrecognized files, new suppliers, or invoices waiting to be sent to Xero, will show up on your home page. New suppliers can be set up for Xero in the same way you set up Paramount Liquor. You can access this page at any time by clicking Supplier Setup in the Xero section of the sidebar. If a supplier doesn't put due dates on their invoices, you can click the cog button next to that supplier to configure how the due date should be calculated. This is not required if the supplier includes due dates on their invoices. Click on the Send Invoices page in the Xero section of the sidebar to be taken to a list of invoices ready to send to Xero. From the Action menu next to an invoice, select View Document to view a preview of that invoice. If you didn't pick a default expense account for the supplier, you'll need to select an expense account for each item. You can select which expense account to use from the drop-down menu next to each item. You can do this even if you selected a default account for the supplier, to override the expense account for specific items. Click on Send to Xero to send the invoice. Once the invoice has been sent, you can click View in Xero to open a link to the invoice. Here's an example. To adjust how invoices are sent, you can click the Settings page in the Xero section of the sidebar. Here you can configure things such as what status to use for the invoices sent to Xero, as well as other settings such as whether to include PDF attachments and whether to check for duplicate invoices in Xero before sending. Paramount Liquor and FASSTA, working together to deliver seamless and smarter invoicing for your business.